And we are good to go. So we're going to give Drummond's his course a go first. This is Hirschfelden Golf Club, which, if my German's not mistaking me, so that's Fields of Deer or Deer Fields Golf Club. Um, so we're going to go into this one now. I know nothing about this, but the pictures look nice. We're going to do medium winds because I don't want to be too difficult. Let's go east. We will stick with pin one. Let's just check we're off the back tees. We're not, because this game decides to do off colour. And let's go with pin three. So I don't know quite which name Daniel really wants this put under because there's a variety of aliases, but we're going with DR2K25 because that's the one on the forums for now. Now he kind of hops in and out of our community, I think, since having a little one. But he does some amazing camera work, in particular with some of the courses that he's showcased recently. And I'm intrigued to see what he's done with this one. Okay, so we've got hilly, yeah, nice kind of sort of parkland, sort of oldie worldy type course. Some cool land movement. We have some lakes down there. We have a lot of grass, obviously using the autumn theme, even though we're not in autumn really. We've got some browner grass, which is trickier to use. But it looks like it's worked out pretty nicely. A lot of bunkers and different bunker shapes and things. We've got carts in the Arctic Fury style. There are multiple carts around the course. I wish they kind of moved with you. Oh, we got some fields. That looks nicely done. Some interesting use of topsoils and things. It's going to be really cool with this contest, seeing how people have done things very differently and just unlocking new stuff. And then we have those nice red heather bushes. Going through a valley. I like the different types of land movement. Low lighting's back in a big way, which is really cool. That's a nice looking par 3. I think maybe that's the cover photo, which would make sense. Cool. I really like the plot. Just kind of understated, but also some really cool movement. The sort of thing that you could see in real life, and it would be quite wild. Whereas in game, people try and make it even more extreme. I guess this is pretty extreme, but I like that. Oh, we've got OB as well. Okay, fair enough. Stops people getting stuck down there. Right. Well, I'm looking forward to this. This feels quite nice and realistic. Really like giving me slight yellow grass prairie vibes in terms of the scale of the course and different types of things. So, first tee, Fields of Yellow. Kind of wonder whether we could have maybe varied the surface weathering just a touch so it's not all one tone, but doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Bunkers are very much in play. We're opening the par 5, which makes sense. Copy Matty -1 point. Hey, Daniel. I'm glad you're able to hop on. Bunkers are very varied in style, which we'll withhold judgment on for the moment. And shape and size, because that can be a really good thing. Did you copy Matty? No, I just said it gave me slight yellow grass prairie vibes, which is very much a good thing. But yeah, I might like to see little bits of colour somewhere. Like, could you use some coloured grasses here, or just break it up a touch. See how our swing is working. I'd say that feels like it's okay. So we've protected against the inside of the fairway, but very much just you're using those bunkers to narrow down the fairway, which is not a negative. It's more just a mental note so that if we do the same thing again next. And then just kind of a penal approach in the sense that you either hit this or you don't. But then there are some little angles around it, and I like that you've given that feeder slope down as a way to work around this bunker if you wanted to. I will say the bunkering looks pretty good until that final one at the back. Just raising up bunkers when they're not already sat into a hill just always looks really awkward. I think you're better just, I wouldn't worry about people not being able to see it. I would just have it lower. I think that's okay. Right. Well, obviously we're going to go for it. Down 44, so that's what, adding an extra 12 or so. I mean, my 2-iron's not covering. 3-wood is. Going to be too much, but oh well. Not a bad swing. I will be honest, I absolutely hate, not on the course, I despise the way that partials work in this game. I hate that that felt like a 50% swing and it's gone 94%. I think other things you could, like, we're going to go into proper nitpicky territory because I can already tell you the course is good. So that's kind of what we're here for. I think this could just use a little bit more definition of like drop it down and then flatten out rather than kind of the flatter bits here, which means the ball's likely to get caught up here sometimes and then drop way down. Hey, Saucy, yours will be coming, don't worry. I am excited to get to some of these. Right, we're obviously not playing the tie spinner because the tie spinner sucks. Ooh, it's not a good chip. But it might be so bad that it's not gone down the slope that it would have gone had I been straight. So there we go. I really like the environment. The field stat out in the back look quality. The extra, like your off course work has always been really good, but that's looking really nice. And terrible part. Okay, fine. It's a stress free par to start. Nice camera work as expected. Just gentle panning shot works really nicely. Don't know if you need the second surface on the cart path. I know this is a teeny tiny thing to criticise. Just looks a little odd to my eye. I do like that you've done the terrain weathering off it. Tee boxes do look good, right? And these little areas around them work really nicely. Okay, so we go up and over these hills, which I'm not going to make. Guess the longer drivers might be able to. If not, we're playing 3-wood and we're trying to scale there. So you're very much blind if not. Okay, I have a couple of thoughts on this one. If you were doing this, I would like this to be a little more reachable, and if not, the penalty is just you're super blind. I know it's not long, but I'd have probably made this a bit flatter. I don't know if you needed this mound as well. I get why it's there. As ever, these are just my thoughts. Oh no! Well, we're getting worse of both worlds. Got a decent hop. We're somewhere in the cabbage. Okay, 167. The land asked for it. Yes, but we can also soften the land. I know you know this. I really like where the green is sitting. The only thing I would have to add here, I might drop this like 2 feet because that way you've got this hill coming in, then it reaches a natural kind of midpoint, then it drops down. Whereas as you can see, it's kind of flowing off this way. And I think this is a perfect green whereby everything is just like you've cut it into the middle of the hillside. I really like the sculpting around it. Again, just like prod at this stuff a little bit more with high definition brushes, and you'll just get some really nice subtle contours. However, the green itself I really like. Like you've got a big false front, and then you've just got green slash light green slopes, but the green shape does the hard work for you. You've got ways to get at this. I mean, I don't, but people do. So I now have to worry about whether I'm getting out of this and up there, and I really don't want to be over the back. Yeah, again, I think just around the greens, like slightly sharper off it and then lower down, rather than have this big bump of flat. Just for what it feels like you're trying to do. I think the 7-iron's the play because everything seems to come out of the heavy rough quite well at the moment. Not that. Okay. Well, we're ending up in light rough and we're hitting across the green, so this could be worse. It's fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, I feel like we don't necessarily want this falling towards the back and falling this way. Just everything else worked really nicely. Really like it as a whole, though. Done an awful lot with having checks notes. No bunkers. No bunkers. Really good bunkerless 4. And like no bunkers would not have made this hole better. Which for me is like that's your gold standard when building a bunkerless hole, right? Okay, hole apart. There we go. Made a par. Fine. Everything is fine. Really cool view. I assume this is one of the lower third cameras. That's really nice. And just like captures the plot is the real star here. Oh, this is cool. Love the space you've given us. It's a funky green. Kind of doing this a similar kind of feeder slope thing. Works well though. That's a better tee shot. As ever, if you haven't caught my streams at the moment, I am playing with my 99 overall guy, but we're on legend swing difficulty, which I feel works quite nicely. I can't say I'll do that for all of the playthroughs, but most of, I think. Okay. So I would say I don't know that you need this bunker because it's a longish par four, and you could just allow people to hit over this bunker and then funnel them on, but that kind of removes that option. It also removes all of this fairway as being playable. Whereas I think this is the one that you want to make people think with. Really like this little guy. He's great. The back bunker I can take or leave. I think if I were using that, I'd have it right up against the green and have it just... The other way to do back bunkers is have them drop down a bit and then come up, and then this top hillside doesn't need to be quite so severe. Okay. Yeesh. That's the club. Can we execute? Probably not. That's a good swing. Love that. Just love how this game plays. For the most part. A few nitpicks aside. Okay, still a slidey putt. That did work. We're happy with that. Oh, nowhere near. Nowhere near. Oh, there we go. That's a great... I mean, the cameras are going to be really cool. It just shows like what it adds when you get them. Like those two bunkers up by the green. Gradual reveal was really cool as well. Okay. These two guys are just framing, really. We do not want to go left. That's our out of bounds, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to go there. Love the little lakeside down there. This is gorgeous. Again, I still would just like a little bit of colour or bushes or something here. Tiny bit of variance. Okay. That's further left than I wanted it to be, but it's probably okay. It is okay. I feel like the course looks more difficult than it is. Hey, Nitro. Long time no see, buddy. We've got some more funky bunkers up here. I feel like you could even wrap the green a bit more around this bunker. This is the old Mackenzie Augusta bunker. I get why this is here. I might move it on a par 5. I might move it up 50 yards or so because it's to influence that second shot, and it's not really there at the moment. That's currently only really in play for people who are hacking out off the tee. Ew. And generally, they don't need more punishment. That's not a good swing. Hold on to the fairway. Whee! Yeah, terrible shot. There we go. Is it? Okay. I caught the meaning of it. I didn't know that's where it was from. Just one little point of note, we've had a lot of feeder slopes to these pins so far, which is not a bad thing, but I have noticed we've had the same like feeder slope towards the back right 3 times now. Other than the first hole. It's very much not a criticism, more just a... We just try to vary where we can. It's gotten away with it. In no way does this deserve a birdie. And it doesn't get one. Cool. That's that was a nice way to transition us up to the higher point of the plot as well. Okay, so now we get 5. Again, cameras are really adding something. Okay, this is drivable par 4. I love the green. I think the green contouring here is the best we've had so far. Actually, the second was really nice, but this has done a lot with relatively little. I would probably not have this runoff go to the fairway. That's just going to take you straight into the light rough. I think we could probably collect down here, because like just a pitch up from fairway to there is still challenging, but it will just feel a bit fair. I don't love the word fair, but fairer. What are my options? So I can drive with 3 wood, I think. There was some fairway down there. I think it's coming, yeah, I think it's coming back to that sculpting bit again. Love the view of the tee, though. Now, obviously, we could play down to here and just wedge it on. I feel like that's what I should do. Should we be boring? Let's be boring. That is awful. Wow. Heavy rough from there. And this is why we should go for it. Boring and bad is completely fair. And pulled that as well. Come on. Catch a slope of some generous kind. That's fine. What a terrible way to play the hole. Hi, Finley. Oh, it's taken a huge leap. Oh, tried to come back, but... So, Daniel, is this based on a real place you know of, or is it from Hunter Call of the Wild, I guess? Oh, okay, it plays from this angle. When I saw this on the flyover, I assumed it played from here. Don't mind. Interesting from here. I again really like the bunker. I'm just not sure it's that much in play. That is a slightly spicy pin. I'm okay with. Oh, it is a mat. Okay, that makes sense. It's a good place to draw from. What am I doing with this swing? I do not normally hook it. Well, I guess that was deserved. Not in play. See hazard, hit in hazard. It's fine. Ooh, that went more than I thought it would do. Okay. There is good. Just another routine par for this terrible round of golf I'm playing. It was a good par off the tee shot. See, I don't know that game at all. Oh, I like this. Really good use of the weathering. I think that makes a lot of sense where it is. I feel like it's... Oh, what is that? I think it works. I'm just trying to work out why it works in my head. I might like this fairway to have a little more width somewhere else, just because of how across it you're hitting. Like you've got the same... Like when you're hitting across a fairway, I generally like it to get a bit tighter the further up you go, because that way you kind of choose where your danger is, whereas here it's like I'm just picking my club, right? Okay. Pulled everything left so far. That's more like it. And that's the one I needed to go left. Still, that's okay. Lots of bunkers around the green. Light rough. That'll do. That is a better shot. Just not a better read. Just didn't come out that light rough. An interesting hole though. The tee shot really makes this one. Oh, go on. That's actually quite a good chip. I normally struggle with chips. Great camera. Love. Oh, 233. This feels like a sudden massive step up in difficulty. I would want some fairway apron on this. Yeah, this is the first one that's a little bit of a miss for me, I would say. It's suddenly just really difficult on a really tiny green. And we're on a big slope. I don't really mind the step up in difficulty, I will say. And we might end up doing... Oh, tried. It's cool to note that you can do way more with red slopes in this game than you could in the last one. I mean, we're only on 135s. Yeah, I'm not averse to having just a really difficult hole. It feels a little too tough, I'd say. Just by like, I don't think you kind of just have to have the club for this one because there's no way of rolling the ball on. You can't work a ball in. It's just, do you happen to have the correct distance of 2-iron or not? In that case, I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather something wasn't there. So, like, at least it evokes some reaction, right? I'm not saying it's bad. It's just more of a miss than the others were. Boring and too easy. Yeah, it's difficult. I find particularly with par threes. Bunker sculpting on this one's interesting. I would probably be lowering down some of these bits. But I think that could also be stylistic, and yeah, I think it is stylistic. It just feels it's slightly too high at the front. Only a little bit. 9 is nice and mellow again. I agree. I know it's really boring, isn't it, TJ? The way I've been playing the holes hasn't been totally boring, apart from the other drivable par 4 where it was the definition of boring. Okay. Can I hit a spinner? I can hit a spinner. 50 degree, going to get that. Out the light rough, up 6. Probably. That definitely will. Get a here. Oh, it won't. Huh. That just came out so low. Okay. And you had to get it slightly out. Yeah. Fun. I like this one. Green contouring's interesting. Yeah. I mean, we're seeing different parts of the course, right? And it is nice to feel like everything is not an auto birdie. Hey, back 9. What have we got? Awesome tee shot. Bumpy lab movement. Again, glad you haven't put fairway bunkers on this. You don't need them. That's better. And that green side looks precarious. Stay on the high. Nope, it's going down. This is one of the alternates. I mean, the alt field already is looking fun. Ooh. Yeah, I really like the green. I think again the bunker sculpting, just the bottom sides like a little lower and then not falling away would be better, but it's tough when you put them into the hill sides. Again, I might have dropped this side a touch. It's generally the low sides. It really does. I mean, I am almost as excited for the alternate spots as I am for the main ones. Like, knew we were going to get some really good stuff from people who just weren't quite in time for the main field or haven't quite got there. Go on, get up there. No, it just needed one little bit more. I really like the aggressive false front on this screen. Yeah. Favorite hole so far, I think. 2 was really good as well. Yeah, exactly. All that. Like, there's a time and a place, isn't there? And you have to be in the right headspace. Ooh. As you should. Yeah. That's what I mean. They're only there for fun. Like, nobody really. Like, okay, some people really care. You shouldn't. Okay, drop shot par 3. Love like the wildness, the bunkering, and just like the funky green shape. A little LACC inspired, maybe. Feels with that little tongue. This is cool. I think it could be 1 or 2 clubs shorter. It probably plays perfectly from that forward tee just there. Oh, hey, stuff. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, we've just gotten back from a morning out, so it was a good time. Not a bad judge. The only reason I say you might play a little bit better from the front one is with this, it's a real test of carry distance, and not everyone is that great at the maths plus the wind plus the elevation. So I think for that front pin, it might have benefited just from that one slightly short club, but still fun. And that's, again, sometimes do things differently. Different is cool. Yeah, you picked a good one as well. This has been a lot of fun so far, even if I have got the most boring scorecard possible. We're -1 with 1 birdie, and that's been it. Back nine has definitely ramped things up so far. I am really here for it. Okay, interesting green again. One big bold slope. I think probably use a bit more or a slightly smaller part on this one. It's like I really like the boldness of the slope. I just don't know how often you're going to use that. What am I going to do? Let's just hit driver down there. Oh, not down there. Although we have a big backstop, we can try to use it. Yeah, it's not really a backstop, unfortunately. Still, we can try and pop something into there. What's the harm? Ah. Or just yank it again. I don't know what is going on with my swing? Absolutely terrible. And that's another par. It's not the worst. No, but it was not the best either. Oh. Well, okay, back to even. A terrible 3-putt as well. Should probably wake up. There's our deer. That was the worst. Agreed. It's a fair comment. Oh yeah, I saw this one in the fly and flying around at the beginning. Looks great. I totally agree. I would far rather the game was like this more often. This is an awesome hole. Love. Just like where it is sitting is great. This natural feature is awesome. I really like that you've not put any bunkers around the green. I like the gentle contouring of it. Backdrop's obviously fantastic. Yeah, this is class. Let's try and get a swing right, shall we? That is marginally better. Don't run through. Hey, Alan. Yeah, I should have played a little further that way, but that's okay. Pitching wedge or 9-iron choke seems club. It needs to just carry. There we go. Pretty good now. Here's your coloured grass. Yeah, little bits of it. Yeah, okay. The tree, yes. Okay, I'll take that par. Fun hole. Ooh, what are we doing with our camera here? Interesting. So that's our blind tee shot up, I presume? Yes. No aiming stick, just right of the tree. Absolutely fine by me. Slight bit of that reverse camber thing you did on the second, but this is done more like more gently. So there's a bunch more space out this way. which makes a lot of sense. I'm really appreciating the gentle green contouring. Working really well. This is cool. Uh, 192 up 10. Getting there. Not getting there. It's just, meh. 5 it is. Yes. A little bit of that. That was the club. I would love to see this on CC. It feels like the greens are about appropriate for it. And obviously I'm not ripping it up, but I'm not playing well. But I think it would be on the tougher end of CC, but I think it would be a really good fit for it. Because, like, as you say, it is extremely playable. Par 5. So we are not rolling the ball onto this one. Maybe. Hey Seb, thank you for joining. I figured it might be a good time. CC was the aim. CC aim is a great one. Yeah, I think if you'd shifted these bunkers to just 10 yards further this way, I would love this. I just really want to play a shot that bounces. I'm going to try and do it anyway, but I really want to play a shot that bounces round and down and like feels like I don't have to hit the perfect number to do that. I think you've definitely done that. Right, where are we going here, ball? Straight. And now I think I'm dead, sadly. Yeah. I think it can roll a ball onto the green, but I think you can encourage that just a little bit more. Because if you shuffle them this way, then you're still penalising the shot that misses this way. But the shot that misses this way is already penalised by missing down here. You're kind of just catching those, but you're incentivizing people to play a little further away and use their creativity to like say, well, you can aim straight or you can go there. Yeah, I think you just pinched it a tiny bit too much. Ugh. Well, I'm going to hate myself. Despise the flop shot. Yep, hate myself. I try not to use it very much in my rounds. I did a really weird thing at the top of the swing there. 4-3-4 to finish. Can we end up under par? I am really. I was expecting to enjoy this from the screenshots I saw, but I'm really enjoying it. Oh, okay. So we're not going to get the ideal angle. Unless we lay back, and I don't want to lay back that much. I'll try and squeeze close to that bunker. That's almost perfect for where I wanted it. That is, I can't do much better than that. Right. Now we have a little bit of... It did. Yeah, it's really nicely sculpted. And then we just pull the approach shot into a bunker, because that is what I've been doing this round. Sigh. However, we're going to try and play off the slope. At least we got that. Right, what's our final par 3? Par 3's been really strong. I know there was the one that I didn't love as much. Okay, we've gone for a second drop shot, one with quite a big green. I might have looked at this as a chance to do something a little bit different. It's not been good, Seb. It's fine. We'll catch up. I might have seen this as a chance to kind of have... Oh, my mouse disappears when I do that. Angled green this way and just like benched into the hillside, so like everything runs away and you just have to get the club that way. Like the club right. Just because we've already had one drop shot par 3 on this 9 anyway. There you go, Seb. Happy? That's more like it. Hooray! Like, it's not a bad hole. I just think everything you did on that hole, the other drop shot par 3 11 did better. Yeah, we're 1 under. Hooray! And then the only other thing I'd say we've done a couple of times is this reverse camber sweeping tee shot, which, again, I do a bunch, I understand. Ooh, that was a genuinely terrible swing because I panicked at the top. I'd edged too close to the bunker. So, tons of fairway out here. And now, absolutely no approach angle. 169 up, 30. And there's our first small child interruption. I will go and deal with him in a second, and then we'll be back. Yeah, back bunker thing again. See, there's our miss. That's the one that's been happening all day. But that's okay, because it's not a great place to miss, but it's not the worst. We're going to flop it again. I don't want to flop it. I'd genuinely rather hit a worse pitch shot. Oh, we get what we wanted. Good final green. Cool bridge up there. I hadn't seen that before. Difficult part, yeah. If I'd wanted to go in at level par, I'd have played a flop shot. I'd far rather just play the pitch shot and see how that works. It's more fun. That's really cool. As mentioned by others in chat, I think it stands a really good shot of the main field, but obviously we're waiting to see what else comes out of the alts. Because frankly, who knows, which is going to be a ton of fun. What I will say is like definitely nailed your CC aim, I think, for what I would have wanted. There's a ton of those holes that I will really enjoy replaying, and I thought were a lot of fun. Environment's great. It's fun and easy to play, which is a really nice thing for this game where we don't have that many of those courses yet. Things I might note, just that micro sculpting around greens, trying to just work with those subtle contours, back bunkers, just being careful of those, and then the occasional repeated ideas. But beyond that, there's not, and sometimes just pinching that running ball into the par 5 greens a little too much. But it's really cool. Yeah. I mean, you're getting advice from someone who barely ever builds CC courses, so take it for what it's worth. Anyway, we're going to be back in just under a minute. I need to go and fix the kids' tablet